Hi guys, this is Rosa Kelly and today I'm back with another 1 hour crafting project. We're going to be making these 8x8 interactive folio albums, so I hope that you guys are ready and let's get to it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another 1 hour crafting series. So today I have for you another quick and easy and super fun project. We're going to be making a super interactive folio and I have for that the Moonchild paper collection. This is another one of my mini kits that I've put together, and this is a Prima paper collection that was also retired that I never got to play with, and I'm just trying to bring back all of those oldies that I didn't get to enjoy when they came out. So I hope that you guys are excited for that as well. I do have this kit available on my website, and I also went ahead and added the next 4 kits as well, so you guys can take a look at that. I am gonna get right into making this book, but just quickly let me show you what comes on the kit. So we have some of the journaling cards that are perfect also for matting different areas, and I put this one on top because I think this is going to be a beautiful cover piece here. Then we have some 6x6, some flowers, some leaves in binding. The kit does include some chipboard as well, and then we have some 8x8 paper designs, which is so beautiful. Look at all of these adorable butterflies on this paper. It's just so pretty, and the paper is double-sided, of course. So let's go ahead and put this on the side and get started with our project. So we're going to start with 2 pieces of 8x8 and 1 piece of 8 inches by 1.5, and I'm going to join these pieces together using some lightweight cardstock, and I'm using pink this time, and I think I'm gonna like the change. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue right here and just join these 2. Okay, and then I'm going to do the next one, and there we go. So then we're gonna glue the 3 pieces and just wrap this. Okay, so I'm going to start with the chipboard piece for the spine, and I'm just going to add my glue, and we're gonna add this in here. Then I'm going to glue these 2 sides. I put way too much glue here. Okay, so I'm going to add one right here, and then we're gonna do the other one. So when we do the wrapping, you always want to use the 65-pound cardstock. Now, because I'm making these with the pink base, I don't have 110-pound cardstock, so I'm gonna be making everything out of 65-pound. But if you have your 110 and your 65, then you will do the base using 110, and then you will do, the inside flaps using the heavyweight. So now I'm going to take out the sides, and I like to have about 1 inch all the way around. Okay, and then I'm going to trim out the corners. So I'm just going to use my little ruler and my X-Acto knife, and I'm just going to cut this right here, and I'm going to do the same for all 4 pieces. So I am going to link below these little tools, and also you're going to find all of my most used craft supplies linked on my Amazon store as well, so you can check that out. I always get a lot of questions on where I get my magnets, or like tools that I use all the time, like this little pokey thingy. And so I'm just gonna have all that below for you guys. So I'm just taking out the corners, and I love this little ruler. It makes everything a lot easier. Whoops, I'm knocking things down. So I'm just gonna take that out. So this weekend is Mother's Day, so I wanted to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day. I don't know if I'll be uploading a video before Sunday. Oh, actually, you know what? I will be uploading a video before Sunday because I am celebrating that I reached 50,000 subscribers, and that is thanks to all of you guys. So I'm gonna have a huge giveaway, and I'm going to be announcing that on Sunday, which is also Mother's Day. So I'm gonna schedule it for Sunday. I'm gonna do the recording probably tomorrow. And so yeah, super excited. I have some amazing sponsors, and yeah, I can't wait to share that with you guys. So I'm just adding the tape right now on all 4 sides, and then we're gonna do the folding. So when I fold my cardstock, I always like to start really slow from the center and then just push it to the side. You want to massage your cardstock and avoid all of this from cracking, and then just slowly just make it all the way around. And then we're going to press down here. Okay, and then we're just going to peel off the tape and fold this over. Okay, so then I already added the tape on all 4 sides, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other side as well. You also want to mark here on your bending lines, and we're gonna do the same for this side. Okay, so now I'm gonna press down. There you go, and we're gonna take the tape off and just go all the way around. There we go, and then just fold, mark in here, and then we're going to do the same for the short sides, but you do want to tuck in these little tiny corners. And then, oops, before I peel off the tape, I'm going to just press this down, fold it over, and then I'm going to remove my tape, and there you go. Same thing here. Okay, so 1 and 2, then we're going to massage and fold over, and then we are going to be finish wrapping our book. So there you go. Oops, there you go. We have the binding ready. I love how this looks on the pink cardstock. I don't know if it's looking pink or white, but it is this very soft pale pink color that I think it goes really well with this paper collection. So now let's work on the inside. So for the inside, I am going to use 1 piece here. I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches by 7 3/4, and then I'm going to also use 2 pieces of 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to start with this piece. We're just going to glue this down. Okay, I'm also like to add glue on these sides. Okay, and then we're going to add this right on the center, and then we're going to press this down. I think I put too much glue in there. That's okay. And then I'm going to glue the 2 other side pieces. Okay, so I'm going to put one right here and one over here. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure this is center. Okay, there we go. And then what you want to do now is do a little score line again on your bending lines right here. So I'm just gonna use a piece of chipboard as a ruler, and I'm going to score. So you're going to fill the little gap lines on the top and bottom, and then you want to give it a little score, and same thing on the other side. Okay, so then I'm just gonna fold these two pieces. Okay, so now we have the base ready, and let's start working on the inside. So let me put this on the side for now, and I just went ahead and cut 3 pieces of 8 inches by 7 3/4, and we are going to score along the 8-inch side at 1/2 inch. So I'm going to put one here. Again, I'm using lightweight cardstock. For this step you can use heavy weight, and I'm just going to score at 1/2 inch. Okay, 1/2 inch, and one more time 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to fold along the score lines. And what I want to do is have one of the sides of the book have like a 3D pop-up, be like a little pop-up book, and then the other side be, you know, have a little bit more interaction. So let's put this on the side, and then what we're gonna do is just glue these 3 pieces on the side of the book here. Okay, so I'm going to add my glue, and here we go. We are going to line this up to the piece that we added. Okay, so right there. Then I'm going to add the next one on top, right there. So that's 2 pages, and then I'm going to add one more. Okay, and then add these to the side as well. Okay, so we have our 3 pages here. So I'm gonna open each one and just press down, and then one more right here, and press down. So then we have these 3 pieces. Now let's work on the little pop-up feature for that. So I think what I'm going to do is one of those pop and twist. So let's put that together. Okay, so I'm going to use a piece of 8 by 10, and this will be lightweight, and we're going to score at 5 inches along the 10-inch side. So we're gonna do 5, 2.5, and 7.5. And then along the 8-inch, we are going to score at 2, 4, and 6. And then we are going to take out the 4 corners. Okay, so we're just gonna do this and take these ones out. So you want to do all 4 pieces. Okay, and then one more right here. And then you're going to do a little folding here. So what you're gonna do is match the center score line here to this center score line on the other side, and you're gonna go like that. So I'm just going to line those 2, and then we're going to press down here on the center and fold these, and then we're going to do the same from the top to the right. Okay, so there we go. Just match this line to this one, and then press down on the center, And then we're going to have this X right here on the center, and I am going to pinch this back and bring it together, and then we're going to fold this over as well. Okay, so I'm going to do this one more time. You're going to press down on the sides, kind of pinch them together and bring this towards you, and then you're going to fold everything down, and that's going to be the first piece. Now the second piece, the second part is going to be one piece of 11 inches by 5 and one piece of 3.5 by 5. So I'm going to start with the 11 inch by 5 inches, and so we are going to score here at 3.5, 7 and 10.5. Okay, 3.5, 7 and 10.5, and then you want to fold these as an accordion fold, and we're gonna glue this other piece on this 1/2 inch section. Okay, so we are going to join those together and put that right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this on the side, and we are going to add these accordion folds inside of this piece here. So you want to separate these two sections, and we're gonna add this right on the center. Now you want to make sure that you're gonna have the middle point facing out of the house. Okay, so you're gonna add it like this, and then we're going to add some glue right here and right here, and then I'm just gonna put this right there. Okay, so right where this ends is where you want to put that, and press down and press down, and then we're gonna have our pop-up piece, and we are going to add this onto our book. So I'm gonna put this at the end as a surprise element. Now you can always, I always like to cut just a little bit on the tip to make this flat, and that way it's easier to add, and then it's also not coming out. So we're going to add the glue on this side. So I like to call this my house shape. So you want to add the glue on the house shape right there. Put that at the end, and then make sure this little line matches with the bending line of your book. And now we're gonna add glue here and close this all up, and we're gonna wait for that to dry. Okay, and then we can go ahead and open this up. So these are going to be areas for pictures. You can get a little bit fancy and do a couple more of those, and then just add one on each one here as well if you like. So I might be doing that as well, but just for time's sake, I'm gonna just show you how to do one. And so that is going to be on this side here. I'm actually gonna add a closure, so I'm just gonna use one of my scrap pieces here. And so these measures, let's see what this measures. This is 6 by 3.5. So I'm going to score this piece at 1 inch and 1.25. Okay, and then I'm going to fold along the lines here, and the closure is optional because when the pages open like these and they are on the left side, they're not gonna open up. You see that? But you know, it's always good to have an extra closure here as well. So I'm gonna open all of these, and I'm gonna glue this piece right at the edge right here on the center, and then also make sure you're not touching your bending line. Okay, so right there. And then I'm gonna open this up, close all of these, and then we have a 1/4 inch gusset, and then this is going to come on top. And then here we want to add a couple magnets, so I'm going to be using my 10x1 magnets, which has become my favorite type of magnet because it is really flat and it actually has a good hold to it as well. So I'm gonna do 2. Okay, and then I'm going to add a couple. Here we go. And just put one here and one there, and then close these up. Okay, so a cute and easy interactive page right here. Let's go ahead and cover this up with paper. I think we can use one of these 8x8 designs. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I think I like this one. Okay, I'm going to use this one here. So I cut this paper at 7.5 by 7.25, and I'm just gonna glue this down. Okay, and you want to put that right there. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure I don't have any air bubbles, and I'm going to close this up. I'll be adding paper there later. So now let's go ahead and work on this side. Okay, you guys, so I am a little bit mad at myself because I was working on this tutorial and I realized I wasn't recording for the past like 15 minutes. So I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna walk you through what I just did, and I don't think I can do it again because I already glued everything. So I'm just gonna show you. So I cut 2 pieces, and these 2 measured 7.75 by 8.5, and I went ahead and I scored at 1/2 inch and 1 inch along the 8.5. So what we did is created this gusset. So you glue the 1/2 inch down, and then we have a 1/2 inch gusset. So you do 1 on each side, and that's how we created these 2 panels. Okay, so again, these are 8.5 by 7.75. And then I also went ahead and cut 4 pieces, and these 4 pieces are 7 inches by 6.25. And so for these ones, we're basically doing the same. We're adding 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom, 1 on each side. So these again are 7 by 6.25, and along the 7-inch side we score at 1/2 inch and 3/4 inches, and I do the same for all these pieces, 1/2 inch and 3/4 inches. And then when you fold along the score line, you're gonna glue down the 1/2 inch section, and then you're gonna have this 1/4 inch gusset. And so we're gonna add 2 on the sides and 2 along the top and the bottom to create this little box layouts. And I was saying when I thought I was recording that I like doing these type of boxes because then you have a lot of room to put things inside, and they are basically enclosed. You can add drawings, you can add birthday cards, you can add more pictures. And so yeah, so I'm so sorry I did not record this section. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use the 6x6 pages from the kits, and I'm gonna add 1 on each one of these pieces. So I'm just going to trim the top section here. Okay, so here I have my 4 pieces, and I'm just trying to see which ones I want to glue. Okay, so I think this one. 1 is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I'm gonna glue this one. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. Okay, so I think this one is the one that's gonna go. right here. I like the collage image. Okay, actually I'm going to do this one in because I kind of like the flowers a lot, so I'm gonna use that one. I did also add the magnets, and as you can see, I made the 4 magnets line up. So when you add your magnets, you want to make sure your gussets are perpendicular at the time that you glue them down. Okay, so I'm going to add this one here. Then I'm going to do this one. Okay, so you should have seen my face when I realized I wasn't recording, and oh my goodness, I was like, have I been talking to myself all this time? I think I was. I mean, I guess I always am because I'm actually recording long, but you know what I mean. Okay, so I'm gonna do the galaxy. I think this collection will be also really pretty for like a teenager because of all the moon and galaxy elements to it. So yeah, okay, so I'm gonna add that and this one. Okay, so okay, I'll do that side. And there we go. So then we have this side finished, and you can do either way. You can close them at in any direction that you wish because the magnets all line up. Okay, but I'm gonna do top and bottom. And okay, so I was going to do a pocket here, but I think I'm just gonna leave this plain again so we can add just different things over on that side. Okay, so now I'm gonna close these 2 pieces, and I am going to add a couple magnets to keep those closed as well. Okay, so I'm gonna do 2, and let's see here, 1, 2, and then 1 and 2, and I'm using 10 by 1 magnets, and again this will be linked on my Amazon store. Okay, so here you go. So when you close your page, you want to make sure your gussets are perpendicular. So same thing applies for the layouts inside as well. Okay, and then I'm just gonna press down. I think this will go right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna open this up and make sure these are attached. Okay, so now we're gonna work on this side. So I'm going to start with 6 pieces of 4 3/4 by 6 1/4, and I'm going to score these pieces at 1/2 inch along the along the 4 3/4. So we're gonna do 1/2 inch, and what we're doing is building this spinnable waterfall that I actually haven't done in a long time, and I kind of miss it. So I'm going to do these 6 pieces. So then I'm going to use also a piece of 7.5 by 6 1/4, and that's going to be the base where we're going to build this waterfall. So I'm going to fold along the score lines, and we're going to start adding all of these pieces. Now for the waterfall, you want to use lightweight cardstock. Okay, so I'm just gonna join these 2 here and make sure this is glued. Then we're gonna add the next piece right here, and there we go. I'm gonna put that right there, and always make sure these are lining up to the base. Okay, so so now I'm going to open that up and add the next one. Okay. And add some glue right there. And press down. Okay, so I always like to press down on the back as well. Sometimes it gets a little bit lumpy. Okay, so then I have just a couple more pieces to go. Okay, some glue. Okay, right there. Now on this waterfall, you can just add your pictures right onto this to avoid some bulk. And you can also use your journaling cards, which is what I'm going to be using. But again, you can avoid the bulk by just adding your picture right to this. Okay, so I'm just going to press down and then open that up and add one more piece. Okay, and there you go. Okay, so now I'm going to close all of these up, and I'm also going to use one of my scrap pieces, so something like that, maybe a little smaller, maybe something more like this, to add a closure. So okay, so that should be fine, I think. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just go kind of from the middle all the way down, and right here I'm going to fold. So I'm not even measuring this, as you can see. So I'm going to fold that over, and then I'm just going to cut the extra right there, and then I'm going to glue this down at the end and at the center. So right there. Okay, so make sure this is even here. And then I'm going to open this up, and this is going to be the closure for the waterfall. So I'm going to need a magnet here. So I'm trying to think. I think I'm going to use one of my bigger magnets, the 10x2, because waterfalls tend to get pretty chunky. Okay, so maybe one right here. Tape. Okay, and then this one on top, and I'm going to add my tape and secure these. Okay, and then I'm going to cover that up with paper, of course. Now I'm going to add these to my base, so we need a couple things for that. So I'm going to be using a little brad. I'm just going to use one of those, and then I'm going to select the page that I'm going to be using. So I think I'm going to use this piece here. Okay, so this piece is 7.5 by 7.25, and I'm not going to glue this yet because I want to attach my waterfall here. So I'm going to open all of these up, and I'm going to poke a hole right there on the center. So maybe I'll put it right here. I'm trying to go on the center of the page, so I think right here will be good. So I'm just gonna poke a hole and add my brad. Okay, so then you want to close these on the back, and then I'm going to close all of these up. And now we have our spinnable waterfall, and of course we have to make sure this has some landing area. So I'm going to just hold that right there and add another magnet on the back. Okay, so then that way, well, let me secure this first. Okay, so I'm gonna add my tape, and then that way once you are spinning your waterfall, eventually you will get to that landing area right here. Okay, so make sure, there you go. And then we're going to glue all of these down to the page now. Okay. So let's go ahead and remove the tape, and we're going to add the glue. Okay, and I forgot to cover my brad. I always like to secure that as well. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take off this tape and glue this down right there. Okay, so we have our waterfall. Now I'm going to start adding these journaling cards in there. So I think I'm gonna start with this one. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's a cute background, and I'm just gonna glue them all up. Okay, so here we go. And we don't even need to cut this because we made the waterfall to fit these journaling cards, and this will also fit exactly your 4x6, and then you will have a little bit of the pink there, but I'm just gonna add this for looks. Okay, so I finished adding the paper, and I also added a magnet on the back here, and because there's just too many layers and it wasn't making this go back to place. I'm gonna do this later on. I do have a lot of different pages here to work with, but I want to go ahead and work on the cover. Okay, so now let's go ahead and decorate the cover. So I went ahead and cut my pages at 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. I'm gonna be using this one for the back. I think I do want this on the center, so let me see which one looks best. We have that one, and the other option will be this one here. So I like both, so I'm not sure. I'm just gonna go with this one because it has more flowers. Okay, so I'm adding these on the front, and then this one will be for the back. And then you can also add your seam binding if you like to add a closure to this book. So if you want to add your seam binding, you can do that before you glue these pieces. I'm just not gonna add that. This book is pretty flat, so it's gonna stay close either way. You don't really need a closure for that. So I'm going to use a layer of chipboard and add this on top. So I did trim this down a little bit just to make it more center. Okay, and I'm going to do the chipboard and this image. And I always say you can definitely add a picture on the cover. I like adding pictures on the cover of the book, especially for Christmas books. Okay, and there you go. Cute, huh? Like, collection's so beautiful. We don't need much more, but I am gonna be adding these flowers, and let's play with that. So I'm going to just cut this out, and then we can probably do, I'm going to actually do like a line of flowers. I think that will be cute. Okay, so then we can do the flowers, and then we can do one going on each direction, maybe like that. I'm just gonna play with this for a bit and we'll see. So I'm gonna have a couple options. So this will be one option. Let's try something different. We can always do like a little cluster of flowers over here, and then another little cluster up there. Okay, maybe I like this more. What do you think? Yes. Okay, so there you go, couple options. But I think I like this way a little bit better. So I'm just gonna glue these flowers, and then we're gonna be done with this project. Oh, I'm actually going to cut this more. Okay, here we go. And so this book, I guess it doesn't really have like a theme. It could be for many things. It could be for a birthday. I can see this collection being used even for like a beautiful wedding, honeymoon. So I like when collections are open like that. But yeah, I love the flowers, and I do love the moon. So like I said, a teenager birthday, like I can see my daughter loving this book. And yeah, I have another birthday coming up. I know we just had Emma's birthday. She turned 14, which is crazy. And now Tessie is going to be 10 next weekend. So I can't believe it. When I started my channel, Tessie was just, I think she was only 4 years old or 5 years old. Here we go. So here is our project, and I love it. I hope that you guys enjoy the project. I hope that you had fun crafting together with me. I will be back with a final reveal after I finish adding like the paper on all of the pages, and I'll probably do some white cardstock matting where pictures will go to complement my design paper here. I do have quite a lot of pages left here to play with anyway, but if you're interested on any of the kits, again, I'm gonna have the link to my website down below. So thank you so much again for helping me reach 50,000 subscribers. I will be having a giveaway. I'll be announcing that on Sunday, so stay tuned for that. I want to wish everyone a beautiful Mother's Day. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.